All right, we are going. What's up, guys? Arkev here. This is the first devlog of LimBox. Um, I'm gonna be kind of going over everything that's gonna be pretty much in the game right now, how some things work, and some other things I want to do with the game going on. Just kind of like go over like a lot of the basics. Um, and I'm hoping to make a lot more devlogs in the future. It'll probably be like a weekly thing, maybe, and I'll try to just like showcase like what is going on in the game. Um, so we're in the editor right now. What we're seeing here is we're seeing the menu scene. These are all split up by scenes, so each scene is pretty much like, but every single scene is like a level. Um, Pretty much. It has like its own use. So right here we have the menu, we have the level 0, and we have the engine scene. We have a couple of prefabs up here. Those are like the basic prefabs that I'm pretty much using so far for the game. Um, Here's like the editor for this, uh, just for like the scene, like what's actually like in the scene. Like here we got like a camera that shows this and everything, and basically I can choose to like play this scene, and it'll just like load what's in it essentially. Uh, I have it kind of coded in right now, so whenever I start it, it'll play a couple things, and then uh, it'll bring you with like a play and an exit button, and then you're able to enter in a different scene. So if I play it here, boom, we have got like the little filaments thing that comes around. Then we have the music and stuff and all that. There's like two buttons here. Those are determined here um, in this like UI. In Sandbox, there are basically um, it's basically like a miniature website that's interactable. That is your UI essentially, and then you have some extra stuff that is done in the CSS styling of the whatever code. So in this case here, we got the menu right here. Here's what it is. It'll say if it's a logo, it'll play like an MP4 file, which is what I had, and it'll have like a menu state after it's done playing, and all that pretty much is done here. Um, when you actually, let's go back in. If you actually press exit, it'll exit out the game. If you press that and you just click, you can skip it. That's also in the game when you actually are opening it. And then you press play, and it puts you straight into whatever scene is here. So in the future, I'm kind of making it so that maybe I have like a different scene specifically for um, film making. So this game engine is kind of like how Unreal operates in some ways, where you can set up like environments, and you can have like little animations to go through with them. So you have like basically like Source Filmmaker, except it's like Source Filmmaker 2 in Sandbox. So um, I can have something like that, and I can make like my own video, and then I can put that in between in which you press play and when you actually go into the game. So we're actually in the game right now. Again, you're gonna immediately see that you're gonna be able to like walk around, and there's like view bobbing and all that stuff, all that cool fancy stuff. And uh, specifically for multiplayer, because this is multiplayer as well, we will have a character model. So a character model is just right now it's like a default citizen based one. So what that means is uh, citizen is a like framework of characters with animations that you can kind of like put into the game. It's like default with Sandbox. It's kind of like how Unreal has like their own like little character guy that moves around. It's got like its own like default set of animations, except this is like more fleshed out. You got like clothes and stuff, and you got like the naked version of Citizen, and you can put like different hairstyles, stuff like that. It's basically the default stand go to thing for a lot of character stuff. I'm just in third person right now. This is what you see when you go multiplayer into the game. So you'll see like the character that's affiliated with you know, whatever character you chose when you ended up booting up Sandbox. This is how it is for now. It could change in the future the more I kind of like mess around with things. I might make my own where you have like different models or different like presets of like what you want to look like. But that comes like in the future, kind of like a far backlog thing. However, it would be kind of cool. It just takes a lot more time compared to what I'm doing with just this with Citizen. So here we are. We're in the game. We're able to move around. We're able to jump. We're able to go into third person using my C key. I'm gonna remove this in the future. You're not gonna go third person. I'm currently running off of a base of Face Punch's Walker game mode. So they have a open source game mode called Walker, and Walker is basically like a it's just a base that I'm building off of for all the movement stuff. So all the default movement stuff. So let's say go into this game player object here. And we look here, we have player controller, right? And then we have all these like extra things right here that correspond with the player. So we have like fall damage, inventory, its camera effects, the stats, which means like health and stuff. Using like so pressing E to use on something that's important for like doors, switches, even dynamic objects in the scene. So we also have a rigid body on it, and of course we have move modes. Okay, move modes are pretty important with the Walker game mode. It allows you to these are actually kind of edited, I think, with the Walker game mode, but there are defaults. So these are just here to inform the animator, the physics engine, and the and you to interact with the map. So like for example, if you're in water or if you're on a ladder, right, it will change that based on your mode of locomotion. Okay, then we got player footsteps here. This just plays footsteps in certain intervals and has different different files here. And as you can see here, we got like a little build counter, and we got that, and we got the little resume, we got the big pause menu. This is very basic. We have options. We can turn off view bobbing if we wanted to. So if we go back in, boom, now we don't have view bobbing. It's pretty lame without view bobbing, but that's fine. Turn it back on for this, for what we're doing here. Click back into it, boom. It's kind of fancy. Got all this going on. I have text renders. Got this on going. And then we have the map itself. So right now, this is just a box. Like, just straight up just a box. I am hoping in the future, when Sandbox becomes a little bit more mature, that I can use this scene system that Sandbox has to make maps. So before, you would go to something called Hammer, and Hammer is a special map editing tool that allows you to make your own maps. So if we can go like new here, for example, we can make a block, right? Have it go up, boom, make a block here. Whoops. And it's currently just, it's not hollowed. It's just as is. I can make it hollow though. So this is just a mesh. We'll just delete it, and we'll just put that, and we'll do hollow. Put that in right there. Scale that out, and then boom. It's just a basic editor. This isn't a basic editor. Sorry. Hammer is a full-fledged map editor. This was also used in Half-Life Alyx, and it's basically the successor to Hammer 1. So this is Hammer 2, and then we have Hammer 1, which came from Half-Life 2, Gary's mod, and it's just what everybody uses for map-related editing. So we have that, and basically what the point is here is this is using a modified version of this in here. So I'm just gonna quit the game. We're going here, and we're gonna go into the scene. Right now, it's just a box, as you can see. Don't mind the little air texture right there. I'm currently experimenting with a water shader. But essentially, I can basically just do the same thing in in the scene system. So I have a block tool here. I can also set that hollow. I can put that, and I can just drag it up, and boom, now you have yourself a cool little block. Basically the same stuff, but it's more basic. There's not like a lot of like fleshed out tools yet, so I'm kind of like working with like squares. But however, I still can do a lot with it. I can still do like vertice manipulation and base manipulation and stuff. That's how I got these textures here and all that. And it shouldn't be too long. I should be able to expand on this more. I really need to start doing more mapping. Um, since I have like a basic thing set up. Something really important to note is that there are going to be out of the box buttons and doors. So if you're in here and you're like walking around and stuff, obviously there's going to be interactables. It's not just going to be a straight walking game. I'm hoping to add things that hunt you based on the like lore accuracy of the backrooms itself. So having, for example, um, an entity that chases you in the like the first level, maybe we'll see, but I want to be able to create the stuff that I want in the game. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making like the first level of the game. So the first level is just like, and I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from other games as well for this, is there's going to be like little weird architecture. There's going to be random furniture. There's going to be like just generally what would seem like generated randomly would actually be placed by me in the world. And that'll be basically the first level or level 0 that you see here on the screen. If you're familiar with backrooms related stuff, you'll know all about that, and you can always go look it up. There's a whole wiki on backrooms. There are thousands of levels available as ideas for the basis of this, and so I am just making that happen. So some of the other things in the game is right now there is currently sprinting, jumping, crouching, and just general what you'd expect from like a game with locomotion and etc. etc. So I'm gonna add another step to this that most backroom games don't do. I'm gonna add another level of interactivity. I don't see a lot of people do this. I'm gonna hail from the Half-Life era of physics-based like puzzles, essentially, in the backrooms, because backrooms is like all partially puzzle and mostly experience. So, for example, we're gonna use Maxwell here, our cool little kitty, as an example here. As you just seen, I literally picked up Maxwell. I can just throw him around. I can just like, okay, I don't know where he went. He went into the darkness. I'll have to adjust that, but so I can see. Don't worry, I will be adding a system where you'll have your own model, okay, to show a flashlight. Don't worry, we're gonna get there with that. Because I notice like I'm gonna use darkness a lot in this game as well. So we're gonna have Maxwell here as an example. There's like a little tooltip you see. I can press E to use, and I can pick Maxwell up. Now, on picking up, I can also make it so that it does certain things when you pick them up. So, right now we got the tooltip here. I can say Maxwell and little kitty icon, right? And then I can pick him up, and I can just kind of like throw him, kind of like he has like his own like default like gib sound, pretty fun. You're gonna have a lot of different other things to throw in the game, anything that has like physics, and stuff like that. Looks like Maxwell's a little bit flipped over on the other side. I'm also gonna add it here pretty soon that you can rotate objects instead of just doing that. Oh, perfect timing to illustrate that. So taking inspiration from Gary's mod, there's going to be like a little menu here, right? But it's not going to be just like a menu, right? This is just like for debugging purposes, this UI here. So that's gonna not gonna be there. So there's gonna be like a hand, you can like put away stuff, you can have different items to use for an example for that. So if I select the camera icon and I just like look around and I just kind of like look and see, I zoom in, right? A lot of the things with Backrooms games in particular is that you're looking through a camera, like you're not looking through a POV, okay? I hope to like combine the two by having the option to zoom in and go into a camera mode instead of just straight being one way. I want to expand on it because there's certain things in the game that I want to be exposed only through camera. Okay, maybe you take some inspiration from Outlast, where sometimes your flashlight won't work for whatever reason, if there's like something along those lines, and then you will have an infrared like camera, for example. And I'll expand more on the narrative, I think, a little bit as we go along. Right now, kind of going through some like technical hurdles, and from there, I'm just trying to kind of like work everything out. For example, the most recent thing I've been working on was obviously the water shader. I think water is very important in this game. Right now, this is just like a not good version of water. It's just a texture, air texture. If we go back into here and we shut off the game, go here, we go to box. That's not it. That's under environment, geometry, box. Box. The mesh element. Water. Nice. Material override, we just do regular water. Boom. And then there's our regular water. It's kind of basic, but I'm hoping to expand more on it and make it more procedural and interactive in terms of water. So what we're at right now is, this is multiplayer, so you can see in third person. You can't see the other person, right? So, oh, I forgot to save it. Save that too. Play it. Okay, and we're gonna come in. We're gonna kind of like look here. We're just gonna jump in. Obviously, you see that the character is doing something a little bit different thanks to the default citizen model provided by Sandbox. Thank you, Sandbox, for doing that. And this is basically like how I'm kind of building things now. This also allowed me to experiment with like how I want to build levels. So if you see kind of here how I'm directly changing the vertices and how they like interact with the planes of the world, I'm hoping to get more insights on how I can like make this a little bit better, because I'm kind of making it to be a little bit ultra realistic in one sense. So I'm hoping to make that a little bit more streamlined in the future. Maybe coming up with like a way to procedurally generate within a range a set of prefabs that fit with the world. I'm thinking about it, although I kind of want to have it more curated within the map instead of just spawning it. I don't think that's a good idea. I just want to keep things like in perspective. What else? Again, there's not a lot to actually showcase here yet, but I do want to just kind of showcase on what my workspace is kind of looking like right now. So if let's look at like one example. Let's look at the game manager, right? So look at this. Loads the scene. It loads the engine scene. The engine scene is a camera and a user interface. So if we look at the HUD here, it'll have like inventory, crosshair, and stuff. Most of this stuff I have disabled because it came from the Walker game mode. So what I'm trying to do now is, I don't know if I really want a HUD per se in the traditional sense. I may want a HUD on the object that we are looking through. So like, for example, a camera, like they have in Outlast, they will be a heads-up display on that specific model to kind of like have like a camera to look through, right? If that makes any sense. So I'm thinking about having that. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to see what you guys think. Whoever's watching, just to kind of see if we want to implement like something like that in the backrooms, because with LimBox, I'm kind of thinking about having like a hybrid version of the game where it's not just you're looking through a camera, you're looking through a POV and a camera, if that makes any sense. And then you're going to have physics-based puzzles to look through, and you'll be able to walk around and check out the environment. And I'm hoping at some point in time as well to also develop my own soundtrack for the game. So what is really, really important is two things. Soundtrack that works for the game, and two, having very realistic, close to life sound effects that can like help with you being in the game. So, for example, if we hear the footsteps here, they're like very muddy footsteps, and they're pretty realistic about you being on carpet, right? Because you're on carpet, and they speed up when you sprint, and you have a landing sound. It's kind of basic, doesn't look that good. I'm gonna have to look into refining that further. However, for right now, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna have other bits of audio as well, like for example, we got carpet, and then we got metal, we got like glass, which is very interesting because glass is really hard to replicate for a sound in it, as a footstep. I'm hoping to make it at some point in time where you step on glass in like an abstract environment. So like yes, it's glass, right? But you have stuff like this. Stone, very loud. Wood, etc., etc. So I'm hoping to add more to the environment. If we look at just like the carpet sounds right now, we have over 12. We have over 12 sounds used for just for one footstep. So there's a, and yeah, I'm hoping to try to expand as much as I can on it, and make everything kind of like work together. I'm hoping to get more people into the Discord that a little bit ago, and have people join and give feedback on the game. And I'm just gonna keep up with the devlogs as much as I can. This is the first devlog, so it's like it's not crazy, but I think being transparent is more important. So I guess if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, thanks, guys.